Can you start by sort of updating us where you are in terms of your fitness?
Yeah, sure. So I obviously came off in the last game, and I had a tear in my adductor. Bit of a frustrating one. I've done it before. I kind of knew that I did it, and went through all the rehab, made sure it was right, and I started training. I think I've had probably about 8 days, 9 days of full training. Probably wasn't ready to go in the game before Nottingham Forest at club. But I'm feeling fully fit now. I've had over a full week's training, so I'm up to full fitness now.
Obviously, a lack of match fitness since that last game for Ireland. I mean, how much do you think you could get minutes wise on Thursday?
I'm not too sure actually. I think it just depends on the game. I think sometimes I remember in pre-season I was able to do 90 minutes relatively quickly, and I don't think I've lost too much fitness over the past couple of weeks or so that I've been off injured. I've obviously maintained my fitness levels, and I was out on the pitches quite early. I was able to do a lot of straight line running. So going back to your question, I guess I'm not too sure. I think it's different for different people, but I have sometimes played 90 minutes on the back end of having even like a 2-3 week spell.
So you are confident that you're in a position where you could start if selected?
Yeah. I feel as though I could be ready if chosen.
In terms of the last two internationals, what do you think you learned from Stephen Kenny as a manager, and will you be in a better position as a group to put it into practice come Thursday?
Yeah, I think I think the gaffer's been brilliant. The attention to detail is something I've really noticed. Probably the best that I've worked under so far in terms of that aspects. I also think it is a bit tough. I think when you go into obviously a new camp and you haven't had much time with the group and you're getting across your philosophy. So that aspect has been quite hard. But listen, I've had phone calls with the manager and Zoom meetings with him previously as well. So I think the more and more training sessions that we're having and the more meetings and stuff, it's only going to get better from now. So I say it is obviously tough because obviously it's a new philosophy and stuff, but I think we're going to be even more prepared for this game.
And attention to detail that you talk about, what do you mean by that? Is it the Zoom meetings and the calls that you get, or do you get sort of statistical data as well to deal with?
It's pretty much everything. I guess in terms of this setup now, I haven't actually been in a setup like this. It's everything, whether it be from analysis meetings to physical workout and stuff, and gym loading, meetings, etc. It's all there.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Callum.
No problems. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Guy. Paul Walsh.
Sorry. Thanks, Colin. Hi, Colin.
Hi, you're right.
Good, thanks. You were in and out of the team under the previous two managers, O'Neill and Mick McCarthy, but you started Stephen's first game. Was that a major boost in confidence for you, the fact that you started Stephen Kenny's first big game?
Yeah, it was. I think any player would say the same. He's shown a lot of faith in me, and for me, I wanted to repay that back instantly as much as I could on the pitch. Obviously, the first game, so it's a massive thing for me, and I just want to do as best as I can for him, the country, and myself.
Do you think because of his expansive thoughts on the game and his expansive style of football that you'd be more comfortable playing under him?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I think players thrive off like you just said then when you're wanted by a manager as well. So I think from the current manager now, he's been brilliant to me. We had we've had a few conversations. Even when I was at Bristol City, I think it was the back end of last season. I think it was when our manager got relieved of his duties, and I wasn't in the next game, and he was calling me about that. So the man management side, he's been really good. So I can't say a bad thing about him so far.
Just funny for me, is that one of his strengths, Callum, that he's good man manager?
I've noticed that so far. We haven't had to. I know it's crazy to think in terms of camp. I think we haven't even had a couple of weeks together in total. But I feel like I've worked under him for longer than that, of course. So in terms of like you just said, then the man management side is something I've definitely noticed so far, which is what every player wants.
Great, thank you. Best of luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Damien.
Hey, Callum.
Hi.
Callum, in the context of your career to date, how big a game is Thursday nights?
I'd probably say it's one of the biggest. For me as well, I would say it is probably the biggest. It was a chance. I had a chance, obviously, go to the Euros 4 years ago with the squad, and I tell you what, the feeling around the camp then was incredible. I came into the setup and it was just everyone was so happy. The way everyone's confidence and stuff, it was just going into a campaign, and honestly, I wish I was on the plane. I don't think I deserve to go anywhere anyway, just because I think, listen, the players that got the squad there deserve to go anyway. So I just wish we can get there again. And for me personally, I'd love to go.
I mean, the last big significant competitive away win you had was in Wales. You sat on the bench that night. Will it take that kind of performance again?
Yeah, it will, of course. And we obviously done a bit on Slovakia. I know we've only been in, we haven't even been in for 24 hours now or so, but I've got a meeting after this, and we've had meetings on that. So we're going to be well drilled, and we need a win. It's whatever it takes. We need to get a win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gavin.
Yeah. Hi, Callum. You mentioned the attention to detail on Stephen's end. What kind of things is he telling you? What does he expect of your game?
Yeah, so on the attention to detail, for example, I'd probably say let's talk about some of the stuff in like the meetings, for example. We're well drilled in terms of attacking play, defensively, shape, build-up play from the back, starting positions, whether it be goal kicks, set pieces, and I'd say it's more going into the details, not in a way where it's like this is the way we're going to play robotic. It is a lot of it is as well. Listen, you're good players. You do what you do. Whereas like my game is going to be different to say Aaron Connolly's, for example. So it's not going to be that we both play the same way. So it's still having that instinct in the final third. But yeah, going back to it, I mean, in terms of like the attention to detail, it's the set plays. It's kind of no grey areas.
Yeah, and I know like he's had so little time to work with you relative to the amount of games you've played, but it sounds like, you know, he is actually making the most of it, and there has been a chance to get a lot of the ideas across without it being too much information.
Yeah, and then I think growing up and being in teams, I think there is a balance of information that I think scientifically people say in terms of information, how much you can actually take on. But I feel the lads are really impressed. I'm definitely really impressed with the manager so far. Like I said, he's probably the best I've worked on in terms of the detail and management side so far. So.
And are you expecting to start on Thursday?
I don't know. That's a question you could ask the manager.
Yeah, but you're clearly, I mean, he evidently rates you, given, you know, you picked the first 2 games, you've been in constant contact.
Yeah, listen, I'll be ready if chosen upon.
Yeah, thanks, Callum.
Thanks.
Okay, Adrian Ames.
Thanks, Carl. Callum, you referenced there 2016, and obviously you missed out on that. And it's obviously a very, very tough time for everybody in the world, but obviously people here in Ireland as well. So football is something of a distraction to everything that's going on. Are you and the rest of the players conscious, and obviously there's still a lot of football to be played, but are you conscious of what it would mean for the people in Ireland to qualify for the finals next summer?
Yeah, I think not having the fans in the stadium, I know it's so difficult because of what's going on in the world right now, and we probably listen. It's so tough, but you don't. I think we always constantly need to remind ourselves, because when you're in the stadium, it doesn't feel the same at all when you're in the Aviva. And I remember, like we just said then, the game against Wales when Jimmy McLean scored the goal. Honestly, it was crazy, and I think it's so hard to replicate that, because the fans have so much importance, and they are the 12th man to us. But I think the lads know how important this is, and for a country it is massive.